Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly welcome you to Marley State of Mind. You know what the fuck it is. You know what time it is, motherfucker. Let's go. It's a motherfucking podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast. Hey, it's a goddamn podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast, bitch. Yeah, it's a podcast, bitch. It's a goddamn podcast.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the world's dopest podcast, Marley State of Mind, down here at the Bunch of Bull Studios. Y'all see we got the new setup with the new studio here, and we're joined by a special guest, Stoney, in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you feeling, bro?
Here, man. I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. How you feeling, man?
And I'm feeling lovely.
Yes,
I'm feeling lovely. I'm glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, bro.
Man, I like to kick it off saying how I was introduced to the artist or how I come to find the artist or individual that I have on, so this ain't no different. And I'm gonna blow your mind with this one.
All right.
I was rocking with my man Ivory back in the day.
Oh man.
And Ivory put out a mixtape, the Hip Hop Meltdown, and he had this track on here, and he was a young boy featured on there with him, Norman Dean. Remember this? It was a Wiz track, I believe. It did a cover. I'm like, damn, bro got flow. The young boy, Norman Dean,
Man.
right? I wasn't familiar with him, but I got familiar with him, and I followed him his career from afar and seen him grow to be Stoney.
Yes, sir. RP Ivory, man. For
Yeah,
real,
rest
man.
up Ivory.
He was one of the first people to believe in me, man, when I was
Straight up.
like 15, 16, early on. You feel me? So yeah, man. Big love to bro, man. Yeah, that was a crazy time, man. That was a crazy time. Like
how'd you meet up with Ivory, man? Because Ivory's important to me too, and I love bro to death, man. And he was so important to the scene.
He really was, man. He gave a lot of people a lot of opportunities.
100%.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I think we might have just maybe Twitter or something, because I followed Drastic, DJ Drastic too, and Ivory was working down in Soul to Soul. You feel me? So probably just like in like a mix of that. You feel me? And because I was trying to link with Drastic at the time, but he wasn't fucking with me yet, you know what I'm saying? So Ivory ended up fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? And he was putting me on shows and shit at like Frankie's, that old bar. Like
Ivory ran the South Side, man.
He had me and my mans. We like 16. He had us doing shows in bars that was 21 and up. We wasn't even supposed to be
there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So
Ivory had juice like that.
He really did. Yeah, it was always some shit like that with Ivory, man. But it was always good vibes. It was always good.
He was always a party too, right? Wherever he went, man.
It was always a party. He had that energy for sure. Definitely had that energy.
Rest in peace to Ivory, man. He was and for those who don't know, Ivory the Human Hustle. He was a promoter, MC. And a man of many talents. He had a radio show with the Pit Station, and he helped a lot of local artists as a promoter get into buildings that we weren't allowed in per se, or we wouldn't normally be able to get into. He gave us a platform to do that, and he did pass away recently. So definitely rest in peace to the homie Ivory. And he also gave me a lot of opportunities, so I got nothing but big love for him.
Real shit.
And that's definitely, I was on that same mixtape, Hip Hop Meltdown, and I was like, man, and that's when you caught my ear. And like I said, I've been able to see you grow and produce many projects. You turned into a producer. I didn't know if you were producing around that time, but let's get into that. Let's take the people on a journey into your career.
For sure.
For you with music, and not even just making music, but when was the first time that you felt music was something more than just background noise? It was something special to you.
Probably like the first time I actually got to go to a studio and record a song, honestly. I mean, because how my whole journey started with music. I mean, I'll take you from the beginning, but I'll sum it up though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, take it there. It's your time.
I started just writing raps in class when I was in like 8th grade in history class, just on some bullshit because I didn't like the teacher who wasn't paying attention. You feel me? So I just started writing raps in class and like rapping them for my friends, and like they was fucking with them. You feel me? And
just original raps.
Yeah, original shit. I mean, I was just writing acapellas and shit. You feel me? But then after doing that for like, a couple weeks, whatever, I started going home, and we had this like old PC, you know what I'm saying, where, I could pull YouTube up and shit. I was pulling YouTube up, and I don't know what phone it was, but it was before the iPhones and Androids and shit. So it was like one of them slide up something. And I used to
like a sidekick almost.
Some type shit like that, right? So I used to hold the phone up next to the little computer speaker, and I was rapping into that shit, you feel me? And I started doing those and posting those on MySpace.
Right.
And then another dude from my neighborhood named Mike Neal,
Spike.
He Spike, my nigga, my brother to death.
Spike said he was coming down, man. What up, Spike?
Yeah, he busy.
Yeah,
but
what up, Spike? What's going on with you?
But yeah, man, he ended up seeing it. He ended up seeing him, and he was like, I fought with these joints like that you're posting and shit. Like, you ever been to a studio? Because like we didn't really know each other, but we was from the same neighborhood, and I was like, nah. So he ended up taking me to this studio up in the West End. It used to be run, I can't remember what the name of it was, but it used to be run by this dude named Sal, who is actually who I ended up maybe like 6 years later buying my first studio computer off of.
That's
I bought
crazy.
that same one off of him to start my shit. But we went to that studio and I recorded me and him did a Roger That remix. Me, him, and his homie name, I think it was like Jalal or something. And you know, I think like that is
the Lil Wayne did
type shit. Yeah, that one. So that was like when it was like, okay, like I was able to hear it like beyond just like on my little phone or just like rapping it to
you just
my
get
friends.
to hear the
like,
official, like
I really heard it
shit.
as something, right? You feel me? So then like, you know, he basically just like kept taking me, you feel me? Like, and I mean, bro really paid for like my studio time from like 15 to like 18 probably, you know what I'm saying? And shit, maybe even 19, you know what I mean? But
really believed in what you was doing.
He really believed in what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Him and his cousin Maze, rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? We used to be in like a little collective together, you know what I'm saying? It was called Fisher Fam, and it was me, it was Spike, it was our homie Maze, it was our other homie Scoop, rest in peace as well. My homie Ziggy as well. And I really like, you know, before I ever got into the scene or anything like that, like those are the guys that I was with. So like I really learned like a lot of the fundamentals, like fucking with them. And these ain't even no niggas that was ever like on the scene or nothing like that. You feel me? Like they just rap like together as a collective. Like they wasn't a part of Pittsburgh or nothing. You feel me? But like them is the
they
niggas,
had their experience though.
Them is the niggas who I learned who to freestyle from. You feel me? Shit like that. Like my homie Scoob, man. Like he used to be so crazy at freestyling, and like I remember like I would be like nervous to freestyle type shit, and like he would just start like. If I wouldn't freestyle, he would start freestyle dissing me. You feel me? Like he start
like some battle shit.
Yeah, like he start throwing bars on me. You feel me? So like that shit like forced me to start getting out of my shell with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so like that was like my early beginnings. You know what I'm saying? And then like, you know, a couple years after that, you know what I mean, I broke off on my own. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Spike stayed with me and shit. And you know, I started my group that was Team Epic at the time. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple people with me, you know what I'm saying? My homie Space Champ Jeff, a couple other people, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we had a really good run with that, you know what I'm saying? Did a lot of cool shit. South by Southwest, some other festivals, like through a probably
how crazy was that for you to go to those type of festivals?
It was
tight. Being around the stars that you see on the XXL.coms and all that type shit. What was that like?
It was good experiences, and it like
did that help validate it for you? Did that make you feel like, damn, this shit's real? Like,
yeah, I mean, it showed me like that God was putting me in the right places.
Right.
At least I felt like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, every step of the way, like, you know, because I wasn't never somebody who expected it to go from 0 to 100 overnight like a lot of people do. So, like, you know,
you understood there was a grind.
I understood that. So every real glimpse of progress, you know, like I took satisfaction in that. You feel me? But still not letting that like stop me from being hungry though, you feel me? Because I know that there's an end goal at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, we did a lot of great shit with that, you know what I'm saying? And then you know, I end up kind of just going more solo after that, you know what I'm saying, for a while. And
was you messing with production at that time, or you still just rapping?
I mean, I was engineering, so I started engineering at 19. Like right as soon as I graduated high school, I started engineering for.
How'd that come about? Was it out of necessity, or was it something that you had a passion on?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it super real for real. Like, really, just like me and my mans was in Guitar Center one day, and you know, like in like the back in the studio section, like if you go in that little room, they got like the studio desk and like the computer and shit with all the speakers.
It looked like a studio in there, yeah.
Type shit. Like we was just there one day, and I was just, I just sat down at that shit. And I was just like, I just thought to myself, like, man, I could do this shit. You feel me? And then, like, you know, that was just like a thought, you know what I'm saying? But like a couple months later, like that shit really popped back up. And I'm like, yeah, I really could do this shit. You feel me? Like I could definitely get the shit, you know what I'm saying? So, me and my homie, you know what I mean, got all the stuff. We started my first spot in his garage, you know what I mean? And really originally only intended to do it for myself. I didn't intend or
have clients
or expect to have like mad clients or nothing like that. I mean, you know, after a while, like, you know, I was trying to get some clients and like make some money off it, you know what I'm saying? But like I never expected it to be like what it is today type shit, you know what I mean?
How many tracks do you think you engineered for people?
Ever?
Yeah, that's probably a crazy question. Hold on.
I'm sure
there's probably how many? Put a number on it. Fuck it.
I mean, I just added up what I did last year, and I think that I mixed like I want to say it was like 2,300 songs last year.
Just last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Type shit. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, because like I've worked with a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? I had like around like 150, like give or take clients last year, you know what I'm saying? And like people come a lot, you know what I mean? Like the people that I do work with, like, you know, obviously not everybody, but I do have like a good like group of people that I work with pretty consistently, you know, that just come and
you know they're going to be around.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like they're willing to spend the time to, you know, come in there and try to build their craft, and you know, I'm willing to put my 50% in, you know, with the production and the engineering and just my personal like feedback and direction towards the music as well to, you know what I mean, try to make that happen for them, you know, because like, I always tell people like, you know, you're paying to come in here. It's like it's my job to bring your vision to life, like what you're hearing in your head to the speakers, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like whatever I could do to do that, like, because I know a lot of engineers just hit record. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're not invested in.
That's the problem, and like I get it. You know what I mean? Because like I've been there too, and I'm not gonna say that I'm super invested in like everybody that comes to me, you know, but I can also tell who like how much people are invested in themselves as well, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So like, you know, sometimes people come and I could tell that, you know, it's clearly just like a little hobby thing for them. So obviously I'm still going to give them my best and they're going to get my best quality and everything like that, you know, but they might not get as much of my like energy into it as like someone who I know is in here, like, you know,
serious
like
about their
more
craft.
Serious about it. Exactly. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I believe in like, you know, matching energy and the shit. Cause I shouldn't be giving more than you are into your own music. Like but it should be an equal effort.
50-50 type deal.
Though, for sure. Yeah.
And that's the thing about it as well. Like everything you do is a walking billboard for yourself. Like any product that you let out the building that someone else hears, that may entice them to come and want to be a part of what you're doing.
And that's been the biggest part of my growth as an engineer is the word of mouth. Because people always ask me like how did you like advertise over the years? Like, did you do Google or anything like that? I'm like, no. Like the only thing that I've ever done is just like post on Facebook, you know, not even like putting no money behind it, just like on my personal Facebook, you know, like studio time open today, you know what I mean? Type shit. And like, I haven't even done that in probably like a year or two, you know, but like, that's it, you know, I just do good work with the people that do come to me and just word of mouth, you know, word's going to spread for every one person that comes, you know. At least two more probably going to come
right after that. Yeah.
As long as I'm doing good work and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and you know what I mean, really like putting my effort in, like hell yeah, you know what I mean.
The work's going to speak for itself.
It's going to speak for itself, as it should though, because you know I'm not going to let nobody out the building with something and they're going to play it for somebody and it don't sound right, and then you know they're going to be like, who did this? Like, this sounds terrible. Because
who did this in a bad way? Not damn, who did this?
Because I'm that guy. I mean, a lot of people bring me stuff and they play me stuff, and I'm like, who did this? Because I'm like, I can tell like what you're trying to do. Like, you can hear their vision. I can hear your vision, but I can see that it wasn't put together correctly. You feel me? Like type shit. So
yeah. Now there's a lot of that come from you being an artist, you being able to help other artists really create their vision.
I think so. Yeah. I think so for sure. But also just more on some. Just these last couple years, just feeling more so like if I'm gonna work with people, like I'm gonna try to really like push them however I can, like in a direction to succeed. You know what I mean? Like really like give advice from things that I've learned and experienced in my time as an artist and shit like that, and just shit that I know from just being behind the scenes and the other stuff that I do with producing and engineering and stuff like that, and just, you know, musically too. Like, you know what I mean? Like I do like part of my job as the engineer is the artist development as well. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that I focus on heavy. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I said, those people who are coming to me all the time, like I'm really trying to help develop them as well. Like I'm pushing people into new sounds, making them get on type of beats that they wouldn't usually get on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's
pushing them out of their comfort zone.
That's the only way that you're gonna grow is getting out of your comfort zone. You know what I mean? So that's like, and I think that's why people like coming to me too, because you know, like you can come in and we can make something from complete scratch and just try something different, and like
because you had the ability to produce as well as
and it can come out good. Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Yeah, that's dope. So you're doing music in the garage. You get your first setup.
Yeah.
You're doing the show South by Southwest and all that. So what's going on in your mind? Like, take me through your mind at that time as you're going through these phases.
I'm really just a young kid at the time, you know, just sees what probably like we wasn't even old enough to get into the bars yet, so I was probably like 19 at the time when we was going to South by and shit like that. It was crazy, man.
Did you travel a lot before that?
I didn't,
like just in life in general. Did you travel?
I didn't start traveling until I like got into music, honestly. But music has really took me so many places, though. I mean, I've been to like
it's a beautiful vehicle, ain't it?
Yeah, it really is. Like I've been to so many places that I would have just never gone to otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Just for no reason. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it was definitely a crazy time. You know, I'm young, I'm hopeful. You know, I'm trying to just you know capitalize and you know work on creating my legacy. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy how you know the like what I consider like my legacy so far is like the combination of like what I did as a artist and a like producer engineer as well. You know what I'm saying? But for me, like
at that time when you're going to South by Southwest and all that type shit, were you getting more into engineering and producing? Were you moving more into the background at that time, or you're still fully focused on the art?
No,
like being an artist?
I was doing both like equally as hard, like simultaneously, all the way up until after COVID. Like whenever COVID hit, that's like after it let out, like I just kind of didn't come back as an artist. You know what I'm saying? But previously though, like I was, you know what I mean, I was engineering full time and I was artist on top of that. You know what I'm saying? All that time. So yeah.
A little bit of both. Yeah. But as an artist, you're still chugging along. You're thinking like, damn, like this is going to be where I'm at. Or did you already know like I feel more comfortable on the engineering on a production tip?
I mean, no, I always thought I was going to be an artist at that time. I mean, like what I wanted to be was an artist, but it's just being an engineer benefited me because it allowed me to not only like, you know what I mean, like make money to reinvest into my craft, but it allowed me to cut costs of recording, you know what I mean? Because I recorded myself and mixed myself all that time. And it also just allowed me to, I feel like, grow a lot faster than, you know, maybe a lot of other people because I was able to stay in the studio for 3-4 days at a time and just record and try different shit and see. And it's like, it didn't, you know what I mean? Like it's different when you got to go and try something different on your dollar. You feel what I mean? Like, cause you're like, I don't want to waste my money,
time,
you know what I'm saying? Or my time. So it's like, you know, that was a blessing for me just to allow me to just do
grow
and create,
to grow in that space
and just grow in that space. And it was just, you know, it was a space like for my friends to do that as well. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I didn't want it to be like just for me, you know, like as I got into, you know, like I said, having like my team of people, you know what I'm saying? Like I taught all my people how to record themselves. You feel me? Like I would still mix shit up for them, you know what I'm saying? But I taught everybody how to record themselves, and you know, boys was in there recording shit too all the time, you know what I'm saying? So like that's what I wanted it to be for real.
Any of those people end up becoming engineers themselves?
Not any of the guys that I was like rapping with, but my first the first guy that I ever had work for me, Andre, Legendary Beats, Andre Legend. He ended up moving out to Cali and starting a pretty dope studio out there.
Oh, that's what's up.
And yeah, he's doing really good. I'm proud of him for sure.
That's what's up.
He's doing good. Yeah.
Hell yeah. You did a lot of Cali trips yourself, huh?
Yeah. I was living out there for a little while as well. Being be Stevie B and or like us, man. Shout out to or like us, man. Yeah, we was out there in the mansion for a little while. That was a really dope experience as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you and Stevie B was doing like some collaborative deals for artists, which I thought was a crazy
On the albums and shit.
Yeah, I thought that was a crazy deal.
Not
for
enough people took
to
advantage of that. Yeah, not enough people took advantage of that. I mean, yeah, you know,
Let's talk a little bit about that for the people that might not be familiar with that. What y'all had going on for us? What was this package that you
I mean,
offered?
if I remember it right, because I don't know the exact, but if I remember it right, it was like 2,500. You know, you got to fly out, do, I think it was maybe like 8 songs, fully recorded, mixed, mastered by me and Stevie. The beats made, and we was gonna put you up at the mansion for the duration of your stay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, for 2,500, you're getting a full project. Your place of living is secure. It's literally right where the studio is. You feel me? Because we had a studio in the pool house. Like the pool house was renovated into a studio fully. So like we had like a real live super duper nice studio there. You feel me? So like yeah, it was nice, man. We had a fucking gated mansion. We had a fucking pool of full hoop court, little gym, sauna. It was crazy.
Shit was laid out.
It was wild, man. Like we used to have parties out that bitch, man. Like motherfuckers we had there, like Quavo was at one. Like we had 600 Breezy there. I mean, there was just mad people there, like all the time. Like, cause it was crazy, cause like the crib was like we would see niggas like that there, cause like the crib was like crazier than some of the rappers' cribs. Yeah. So like it's like they was showing up to the parties there, and like that was just a dope ass experience, just to kind of see like firsthand like how a lot of that shit go down out there, and just how people politic and
get to experience Hollywood
and network and shit. Yeah. Because that's important. It's definitely important. You know what I mean? And I mean, I did end up making like a lot of good connections and like some friendships with some people out there as well.
Did you make some good music while you was out there? Do you have anything that was like?
We was recording every day. Me and Stevie got like a whole collab project that we did.
Yeah.
We did that Hardo's Trapping Fever 2.
Yeah.
We did that whole shit in like 2 days out there.
Yeah, that shit came out crazy.
Yeah, we did a lot of music out there. Not a ton of it came out outside of that Trapping Fever 2, but a lot of music was definitely made out there for sure.
What was some of your favorite shit that came out of that time?
Probably just that Trapping Fever 2, because I really think that's the only shit that came out. Like none of the stuff that me and Stevie did ever came out, because it was like, you know, me and his like collaborative songs and shit like that. So they're just like kind of tucked in the phones.
Yeah.
Because like I said, my artist shit kind of went on pause after that, and I guess, you know, same with Stevie, you know what I mean? So
what changed for you as an artist?
You know, I think it was really doing the Asian Doll tour that really changed it for me. And like I hate saying that, but like that's what always comes to mind, because it was really just like it was a super dope experience. Like, you know, we got to go do like the 30 city tour. It was like a month and a half. Like we went all over the country, you know what I mean? Like we was driving on road for a month and a half, different hotels every day, all that.
Doing load ins, load outs.
Yeah, like it was super dope. Like it was cool to get to go, and like, you know, it definitely like it made me a really good performer just from performing every night like that and in front of different crowds. And it was cool to be able to connect with people and go to different places and shit like that, you know. But it was just like, you know, the tour ended up costing me like $40,000 for you know, just
hotels,
all the expenses.
Gas,
like every day. And
food,
you know, like we driving a minivan. You feel me? So the gas in that motherfucker's burning.
Crazy.
And like the route that they did.
Was y'all selling merch too?
Yeah, but like we wasn't selling a lot of merch. And we bought a lot of merch, but like this is the thing though, like the tour, it wasn't as big as like what it was portrayed to us to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's the crazy thing though, because that's how it was to everybody. Like, you know, even like promoters, like, you know, they was paying her like $15,000 per show. And in her, even like in her her hometown, like 40 people came out.
That's crazy.
I mean, like, bro, like we had conversations with so many promoters during that tour who were pissed, super pissed, because the guys that put the tour together like sold them this thing that she was going to be able to bring out X amount of people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she really didn't at any of the shows. Like that, I will God honestly say, like, the biggest show on the tour was Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It was Pittsburgh at the Boiler Room. That was the only show that had even close to 100 people. Like Pittsburgh, we maybe had like 100 and some change. Like every other show, 50 max. I mean, I remember the very first show we did in Mesa, Arizona. And that's what I mean about the route didn't make no fucking sense. The first place we had to drive from Pittsburgh to Mesa, like it was crazy. Sense. And then after Pittsburgh, it was the next show was like Vegas and then LA. So it ain't make no sense, you feel me? But Mesa, first show was like 4 people there. It was a big ass venue too.
Man.
Like you could tell that they was expecting.
Imagine being that promoter. He lost so much money.
You could tell, bro. They all lost so much money, bro. I can tell you, none of them promote. I mean, how much could have the tickets been at max? Maybe like 50. You at feel max, me? Yeah. At max, like the most any of them promoters maybe made was, I mean, minus Pittsburgh, but they still took an L. The most they could have made was maybe like $2K,
right?
Type shit, like on ticket sales alone. So you think she's getting 15? It's a $13,000 loss at minimum. Type shit.
At minimum.
So
not saying how much they paid the venue, security, DJ,
yeah,
blah,
right.
blah, yeah.
So I say all that to say basically though, like, you know, I got a lot of incredible experiences out of being able to do that tour.
Right.
But for what I had to put into it financially, it was just like, damn, like this might not even like this might not be it, but it's just like, damn, like, you know, I'm like equally, if not maybe even more successful as an engineer than an artist. So I'm like, why don't I just start putting my full focus into what's actually like making my living? You feel me? So I can amplify that. You know what I'm saying? And like this was before I was making beats. Like I was just engineering at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, COVID hit, and like that's when it kind of became like kind of final for me, like in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it was tough for artists at that time too.
It was nothing to do, but that's also when I started making beats as well. And you know, engineering is different because that's something that you do like with people and shit like that,
right.
Like with clients. But making beats, it's like it's just another form of artistry from scratch by yourself. Yeah. So you know, as I started to do that more and more, like I started to kind of fall in love with that, and that took the place of like that love like that I had like with the artistry. You feel me? Like it felt like it just swapped it out like nothing was missing. You know what I'm saying? So like now it's like, you know, I do like I engineer obviously because like, you know, that's part of the game, and you know, that's like my like job, like whatever. But you know, like making beats is like that's like my main thing, and like that's where I'm going next with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like producing for like bigger artists and stuff like that, like outside of, you know, the city, like in the industry and shit like that, because it's stuff like that is easier like accessible,
more accessible.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Have you had any crazy placements, or what's the biggest placement for you that was like, damn, I can't believe I got this one to go?
I actually got like a couple really good ones, like unreleased, but I mean, ones that have come out, I mean, really nothing super major came out yet, honestly. I mean, I've had, you know, obviously like a lot of big songs in the city, like between Hardo and Wapo and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like unreleased, you know, like I had 2 with PNB Rock.
That's crazy.
I got one with Made in Tokyo. I got one with Sheck West. And I mean, like I'm just shooting at like a lot of other opportunities, like constantly just working with other producers like from all over the country, and like that's why I mentioned earlier, like, you know, I'm not really tapped into like the local like scene anymore, because like I'm tapped into like a different world now, and it's online. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the producer community of like the internet. You know what I'm saying? And that's like
your focus is different.
That's my focus is different. So like that's my world now. Like that's where my attention is at. Like I don't really know what's going on like locally like all that much anymore, outside of, you know, obviously people that
your clients that you have,
them, and like people that I already, you know or follow or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like a lot of new cats and shit, like, you know, I'm not hip to like a lot of new cats until somebody bring it to my attention. So
yeah, while we on it, how can the people get a hold of you if they want to work with you? You know, I mean, if they want to get some beats from you, they want to be one of your clients, engineering any of that, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
I ain't hard to find, man. You can hit me up on Instagram, Stoney's World. Just tell me you want to link up, man. Tell me you just want to get in the studio. I mean, we'll figure out a day and a time, and it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't hard to get in touch with. I ain't one of these bougie engineers. You know what I'm saying? I'm down to work with everybody at least once. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your vibe is right, like we can work. You feel me? That's like the biggest thing with me. You know, it's not even that you got to be X amount of talented or anything like that. It's just like, I'm more looking for niggas to just be a cool individual. You feel me? Then we could
good business
work and build from there. Yeah, exactly. You feel me? So yeah.
Now for you, I ask this question sometimes, like, what's the difference that you see in artists that make it, or artists that are on the verge of making it, as opposed to the artists that aren't getting any traction? What do you think the biggest difference you see in the studio from your engineering perspective?
Consistency is definitely the number one thing for sure. Because a lot of artists are just, in the studio a couple times a year or, once a month, whatever. And like, that's cool too. But, you know what I'm saying? There's some guys that are, they're coming to me 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? And, so consistency as far as like getting your material together, and that's also helping you grow. Game plan, strategize and actually putting a brain into the shit.
Having a vision for yourself.
Having a vision because, we've seen a lot of people in the city over the years, especially back in the day, do numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people like, back in that prime era of, the trap shit popping off with like Hardo and Hemi and POP and FTR and all those guys. There was at least a dozen guys who were doing hundreds of thousands of views consistently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was just happening and nobody was really thinking about like
taking advantage
how
of
can I take this to the next level? Like niggas was just caught up living in it, you know what I'm saying? And nobody really stepped back to look at it from like a business perspective and thought like, how do we put a plan to this to like elevate it? Niggas just thought like, we just gonna keep dropping music and we just gonna make it, you feel me? Because shit's already hot. And like, yeah, like that can happen now, I guess, but like back in the day, it was a little bit different. The internet wasn't as prevalent as it is today. You know what I'm saying?
We don't have an industry in Pittsburgh.
No, we don't.
And that's the major downfall because if we had an industry, like if it was Atlanta or Hollywood, someone would have seen that happening.
You could get discovered that.
They would have seen that and they would have took advantage of it. They would have grabbed some of this up.
Somebody who did know.
Right. Right. No, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah. But I tell people that, but that's the difference between then and now is, with the internet,
that is an industry.
That is an industry. You can get discovered right off that, you know what I'm saying? But, these guys be too lazy to just get on TikTok and just make a couple TikToks content a day and create content and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, bro, like I've seen multiple young artists like go up and get fan bases off literally just content on TikTok. Like young kids from their bedroom recording on BandLab, not spending $1 on a thing, seeing more progress in a year than, guys who've been doing it for a long time, just off of that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it doesn't always yield results super fast, but like, it's what you got to do. Like if you got to upload 3 TikToks a day for a year to see some progress, like you better be willing to fucking do that because it's free, you know what I'm saying? Right. Because like the other option is you move to somewhere where there's an industry because nobody's going to discover you here. Like, I think that's been our problem. Like, I'm glad that you said that because I think that everybody just waited around thinking that somebody was going to come scoop them up and sign them and save them. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not a reality for us here. You know what I'm saying? So go to LA, go to New York, go to Atlanta, like go somewhere where that is possible. Like, you could be in LA, you could be in a fucking coffee shop and run into anybody you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's not going to happen here. So if you really want to make this shit and you know what I mean, them are your options. Like you got to choose which one you want to do. You feel me?
And that's a good point. You could be in LA and put on a crazy showcase, put on a crazy performance at a showcase, and LA Reid might be in the crowd just by chance, or
type shit.
Whomever might be in the crowd just by chance, as opposed to if you're in a city like Pittsburgh where there is no industry. And you put on the same crazy performance, and it's just some more artists in the crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you really want to get that exposure, you got to really grind that content out like a professional,
right?
Or you got to go somewhere that does have the industry, and hit the streets, do what you're doing now. You feel me?
Is that one of the things you see in successful artists as well, is being able to constantly create that content?
Yeah. I mean, like to me, it seems like it's always one or the other. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have your cases where people just go viral, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, by chance, like some lucky shit.
But what people don't understand though is though, like, even though like when a lot of these guys go viral, like there's something behind it though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like, you know, like
industry plant type shit.
I mean, yeah, or even just like street shit too, though. You feel me? Like, you know, a lot of these street songs blow up, and it's like, you know, they're dissing real people and that shit. So you got to think, like, you know, they could be getting 1 million views from just within their city, like we were.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like back in the day, all them disses, all them crazy, the Teflon ones and all them shits, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, them shits, all them views, them was coming from Pittsburgh, fucking Pennsylvania. You feel me? Organically from the streets. You feel me? Like, so like that was viral back then. You know what I'm saying? So
viral
like,
before viral.
Viral before viral, bro. You feel me? So it's like even shit like that, like people think this shit just like goes, but like there's always something behind it. Like, yeah, there's
like the Hardo Cutthroat shit. Viral before
there was
viral.
Real shit behind that. And that was like the first video of its kind. Like people weren't putting guns and people were scared
that's the first drill video.
People were scared to put weed in vids before that. Wiz was the first one to put weed in the vid. Hard was the first one to put all the guns in the vid.
Yeah,
man.
That was the first drill shit.
Facts. And that Chief Keef came out right around the same time, man. That really changed the world. All that shit changed the world. You could really, everything changed after that.
Everything changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's by chance. Yeah, man, that's a crazy journey you've been on from there to then. You said COVID really is what changed shit, and it changed shit for a lot of people. A lot of people had to find a different way to live because we were restrained in ways we never been restrained before. We couldn't do anything. Like they closed down the parks. You know what I mean? It was to that point, so a lot of people had to rethink how they were going about things, and for you, it seemed to be the same case with engineering and producing. Now, when did you started to yield your best results from that? What changed within what you were doing with the engineering, with the production to start giving you how many songs? 23,000? 2,300 songs with that many clients and the different placements. What changed within you during that time of COVID?
I mean, I had a good amount of people previous to that too as well. You know, I mean, all my work with WAPO and shit like that, you know, that's really what like catapulted me as like an engineer, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, before that I had like a nice group of people, you know what I'm saying? But like it was just that though, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Taylor Maglin, you know, me and him was homies, and he had just started managing WAPO's
manager,
and, you know, the first thing that he did, he was like, I got this kid WAPO that I just started managing. He's like, he just recorded this album, Wapanese. He was like, he got one more song. I want him to come record it with you, and then I want you to just master the whole album. And I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how we met and shit. And then, you know, we did everything that we did, and just from, you know, those years of us working, like as his name grew, you know, my shit grew, like with his just being known as like his like
you were his go-to
main engineer, basically. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, there was like guys like Stevie and Tomlin and everybody like that too, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, when you go back and like look at everything, like the majority of the music was like recorded like with me, you know what I'm saying? So like that's just like the run that we were on at that time, you know what I'm saying?
What was Mo came here was talking about recording with WAPO and his confidence.
I had to record WAPO one time, man.
Yeah. He said his confidence is what stood out to him. Like he said no matter what he made, he knew it was going to be the shit. Did you get the same sense from
100%? Bro's confidence was definitely like, it was solid. You feel me? And it's crazy because I've been telling this story. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever he first started like freestyling, like his songs, like punching in bar for bar. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like one of like the early guys doing that type shit. I know like a lot of people do that now, but he was one of the early guys.
That was one of the first guys you seen doing that?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Whenever he first started doing it, this was probably like 2 years into us working. You know, I tried to steer him away from it because, you know, the first couple of songs that we made after he was doing it, I'm like, they cool, but like it's not really your best shit, you know what I'm saying? So like I try to steer him away from it a little bit, and he like, nah, it's cool, like just watch, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? Like because you can't, you know what I mean? Like nigga made his mind up, you feel me? If he gonna do it, he gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, he kept doing it, you know what I'm saying? And you know, after doing it for however long, like, you know, one day he came in for a session and you know what I mean, he went in there to do a song and same way, and it was just crazy. I don't even remember what song it was now, but it was just crazy. And I'm like, I looked at him and I'm like, yeah, like damn, like
he done mastered it.
He saw the vision and he done mastered it. You feel me? And you know, like I don't watch that man. You know, like whenever he would have the days where he would do deals on features, like $350 features, I would schedule them. Like niggas would hit me to schedule the features, right? We would have these shits in 15 increments, bro. There was days where he did 35 verses in a day.
Damn.
I'm talking
features,
bro. Damn. Verses. I'm talking. I literally had niggas scheduled in 15-minute increments for like 10, 12 hours straight, bro. Like we had somebody in the room, he's banging a verse out, somebody's waiting in the hallway, somebody's waiting outside,
like a line.
Somebody's on their way down, and literally niggas would come in. I load the shit up, verse will be done in like 5 minutes, bro.
And he's off the
top. And it was heat.
He's off the top, every one of them.
He was off the top, every one of them, bro. And it was heat. You feel me? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he definitely gave a couple bullshit verses to some niggas. You feel me? But for the most part, though, like, bro, he was dropping heat. And like I said, bro, he was dropping like 35 verses like in a day. And I'm like, just watching this nigga do that, I'm like, bro, he's a different animal, bro.
You
like,
ever see anybody with that type of work ethic,
bro? No. And it's work ethic, but it's like stamina, like it's like mental stamina because you know, like when you're creating this shit, like after you've been creating for so long or creating so much, like it's easy to get burnt out, like and need to recharge. You know what I'm saying? Like go outside, go live a little. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like to see him be able to just sit there and do that for so long, just back to back to back to back, like just keep creating, like without getting burnt out. I mean, we're talking like 4 verses an hour, like just
that's some Kobe shit. That's some real
type shit. You feel me? Like real Jordan Kobe. Like it was the reason why he came up with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like it was just like I never seen nothing else like it. You feel me? I mean, I didn't work with a lot of people. You feel me? But it was just like him, bro. Just had that. Like it was just in him. You feel me? Like that's not something that you can learn. Like it's just like a different type of beast that's just like
it's got to be in you.
You're just born with it. You feel me? And it's just, you know what I mean? It's just is what it is for facts.
No, that's funny. It definitely sound like when people describe Kobe in the gym, like he was up before everybody, sleeping, everybody's sleeping, he's still in the gym. Like that's what separates the motherfuckers who really make it.
Yeah.
Really get out from the motherfuckers who just there
and be fluent with that shit, man. Like bro was fluent. Like I done seen him wake up out of his sleep on like off the couch in the studio and walk right in the booth and burn it down. Like he wasn't just sleep, you feel me? Like type shit. Like you know what I mean? So it's that for sure.
Hell yeah. So now with the artistry, you still got the bug? You still create? You still want to create?
I really don't got the bug. Everybody always asks me. I mean, I still have like a lot of.
But you still do some features. You had some features come out.
They're old.
Yeah.
They're old. Yeah. I have like probably at least like 100 unreleased songs, if not like 200. Like I have a lot of material. So like, if I was to even start dropping music again, I'd have to get through some of that before I would.
Even think about like, making new stuff.
Yeah, some new shit. But it's just like I really don't have the bug. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me now, like, I mean, I did record like 2 songs last year. I'm not gonna lie. Just sitting by myself, you feel me? But like that right there showed me though, because I just had to try it and see. But like that right there showed me like if I'm gonna sit down and create like now, like I would rather put that time into making like beats than like making a song. Like you
feel like you wasted your time making the songs as opposed to where you could have been making beats in that same time period.
Nah, because I think it all happened in like the timing that it was supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I think like my journey went exactly how
the way it should,
the way that it was supposed to. Because like I done met so many people, like I done so much dope shit, like been to so many places, and it's like if I would have started the other way around, like I wouldn't have been most of them places probably. You feel me? Like being an artist took me a lot of places. You know what I'm saying? But like being an engineer, like put me like in a lot of circles though, you feel me, type shit. So like they both benefited me. Like,
maybe not be physical locations, but still
type shit.
The right circle.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think that shit happened exactly how it was supposed to, because I think right now is the best time to be a producer, man. Like,
why is that?
It's just the easiest time, bro. Like, bro, would you believe me if I told you like I know producers who are like 14 that are like multi-platinum already.
Oh, I believe that.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. Like that's the internet, bro. That's the power of the internet, bro.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like I'll explain,
14 years old.
I'll explain to you,
bro?
like just like in like a summary of how like the online producer community works, right? Like it's basically between like Instagram and Discord, right? You know what I'm saying? Bunch of producers from all over the internet, a bunch of little collectives, bunch of solo people, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like connected in like an internal community. Like a lot of people know each other, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And everybody from different places, and people just like send like, you know, like let's say like I might not make a full beat, like I might just sit there and make the melody,
right?
And then I might
a lot of collaboration goes
right
on.
You feel me? Just everybody sending shit to each other, tackling
have somebody do the drums,
tackling different opportunities, networking with different people, and just coming together on different shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like
I do see that more often, like producers collaborating.
This is the best time for it now. Like back then, there wasn't like. There was for sure, because like, you know, I know some guys who've been at it for a while, but it was like it was smaller and it wasn't as accessible. Like nowadays, bro, like you wouldn't believe how many artists like phone numbers that I've gotten off just like DMing them on Instagram and asking if I can send them beats. Like I hit niggas like, yo, like what's good? I produce for these people. I'm trying to send you some heat, gang. Like, what's your number or your email? And you know what I'm saying, niggas will shoot me one or the other. You feel me?
Are they pretty responsive with that?
Not always, you feel me? But I mean, I don't do it all the time, you feel me? But like maybe like once a month, you know what I'm saying?
You'll pick your
like,
shots.
I'll sit down and I'll shoot like 15 out, you know what I'm saying? Type shit, and just see. I mean, sometimes I might have 5 hit back, sometimes I might have 0 hit back. You feel me? But like I don't get discouraged because that's part of the game, you know what I'm saying? But like I done link with a lot of niggas like that, like Money Man, you feel me? Like I've been sending Money Man like beats for like the last couple months and shit like that. Like literally I hit him up on a gram and was like, yeah, I done produced these songs, you feel me? Trying to send you some shit, you feel me? He shot me his number right over, you feel me? Just on some cool ass shit, you feel me? And it's like I'm not over here like texting him, trying to have no convo with him, right? You feel me? I'm just sending.
You're keeping
beats.
it business,
I'm just sending him beats, you feel me? Like I'm just trying to get some work in with the dudes, you feel me? So like that's the type of shit like that I'm on nowadays, you feel me? Like I said, like engineering is what I'm doing, like, you know, that's facilitating like my life, you feel me? But as far as like my goals and my passion and like what I'm working on is like shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to start to now produce for bigger artists.
Get those placements.
Exactly. You feel me? Get them shits that is gonna, you know what I mean?
Pay
the bills, and you feel me?
That residual fund.
Yeah, that residual fund. You feel me? I mean, because you know, like realistically, I would like to not be engineering forever. You feel me? Like I like engineering, but like it's very time consuming.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, like I got a family now, you feel me? Like I just had a son a year and a half ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro. So you know what I'm saying? Like I just started my family and shit, and it's like I'm a lot more conscious about like how I'm spending my time nowadays and shit like that. You feel me? Like
that's what it do to you.
It do. And like, but like I'm happy for that though, you feel me? Because I really have spent the last 10, 11, 12 years of my life, like a lot of it in the studio just for days at a time. It's just like, you know, I'm at a point in my life where like I want to experience other things outside of music now too. Like they don't got nothing to do with music. You feel me? Like I'm trying to find like new hobbies and shit like that. You feel me? Like,
have you came across anything yet?
Shooting.
Yeah.
Guns.
Yeah.
I love guns.
You like to go to the range?
I go to the range all the time.
Yeah.
I go to the range all the time. Range USA out in Robinson, man. They dope as fuck.
What you like? Rifles, handguns?
Rifles, handguns. I like it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You a collector now? I know it's everybody.
I got a couple.
The guns.
I got a couple for surely. I'm definitely, you know what I mean. I started my collection, so you know what I mean. I'm working my way up. You know what I mean. Wifey definitely, you know, she could probably be mad in 10 years when she look in the room and see 100 guns, but you know, it's all to a good cause.
My man just be fucking with them joints.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can have a good conversation.
That's like my like only thing that I really like love. Like that like brings me joy outside of music, you feel me? Like it's not even on no like hobby shit. Like I really just do like just enjoy guns and just shooting and practicing and just getting good. Cause like for me it's like the peace of mind of like knowing that like I'm ready and equipped to like protect myself and my family.
And your family,
You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, like I've been preaching a lot to like my young homies, you feel me? Especially like my young homies that like be in the streets or be like around the streets, you feel me? Like when you coming of age, you feel me? I'm like, bro, like go and get your gun L's, you feel me? Like if you can and you don't got no crazy shit on your record, like get your gun L's, go to the range, practice, bro. You feel me? Like get in there and just do it. You feel me? Because like, you know,
it may save your life.
It may save your life, bro. And like you getting good and getting comfortable with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit, like a lot of these guys that be running around out here, you feel me? Like, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, we know there's some demons running around here who did a lot of shit, you feel me? But you know, a lot of guys are only shooting their guns, you know, when it's coming down time to do whatever to do. You feel me? Like they don't have that practice. You feel me? So
that's how a lot of innocent people get hurt.
Exactly, because niggas is missing and shooting all over the place. You feel me? So I'm like, bro, if you got that practice, bro, like already, bro, you gonna be a better than 90%, 99% of the niggas that you know that are walking around with guns in their pocket, bro. You feel me? And so if something do happen, bro, you don't gotta be nervous. Like you could be calm, you could be ready, equipped, like you know how to handle yourself. You feel me? So it's like, and it's legal. You feel me? Like you don't gotta go to jail.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you gotta do something with your gun to somebody, like you did it legally.
You got laws to protect you.
Yeah, you feel me? And you know what I mean? You good. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's good advice.
Niggas gotta shoot somebody and run away. You feel me? If I shoot somebody, I'm gonna wait for the boys to show up. You feel me? Like I'm gonna be right
Hand
there.
Them your license,
like
right
there
man.
next to you. You feel me? Till they come. So it's just like, I mean, just being able to protect yourself and just like your family and shit. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, for real.
No, that's funny how family changes things, right? Like having a family of your own, and the way you perceive time. Because I had the same revelation. I might have been in the club, bro, and I'm like, yo, I would much rather be chilling with my son and seeing what the hell he's doing as opposed to being here for the 88th time, listening to MC so and so do the same verse from, you know what I mean?
For sure.
It definitely makes you appreciate time in a different way.
Definitely. And you start getting older and shit. You know, I feel like the older you get, like time to start going faster and shit too. You feel me? So you like, damn, this last 10 that flew by. You feel me? It's like I don't know. And I feel like, you know, when you younger, like you living your life, you doing your thing, you trying to figure out your shit. So it's like you don't value that family time as much. You feel me? Because you would rather be out doing whatever
you was raised in it. You trying to get away from that.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? So yeah, that should definitely change whenever you get your own family together. You start getting older and shit for sure.
And that's the beautiful thing about being a producer, because you can make money in your sleep.
Yeah.
You can make money at all times of day without doing anything.
And that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to get to that point where, you know, I got so many placements under my belt that are generating money, you know what I mean, that, you know, that's taking care of my full good living, you feel me?
Right.
And I don't got to engineer.
Take care of generations after you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to be able to just spend all my time just, you know, at the fam with the crib, and then, you know, I make some beats for a couple hours downstairs, and then we go do it. You know what I mean? Like, just,
and any project you take on be because you want to, not because
I want to. Exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not out of like necessity or anything like that. Yeah. So that's like my next goal. You know, I mean, I've been full-time music, like engineering for a long time, but I really want to be full-time, like producing, you know what I'm saying? And I want to train, you know, a couple guys up. You know, I got a couple guys like that work for me, you know, that I'm trying to get together and shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to train like the next generation of engineers up to be able to do what I do, so that, you know, the people that do come to me and only trust me with their music, you know, I could put them in some good hands and not leave them out dry, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that kind of happened like when I moved to Cali the first time, you know what I'm saying? It was like
a lot of people you worked with,
a lot of people I work with, you know, they just felt like, damn, like, you know, not that they was mad at me, but like they was like, damn, like, what am I supposed to do like with my music now? Like, this is the only person that I trusted, like, with my sound, you know what I'm saying? And like I totally get that. And like I
compare engineers to barbers. Like, once you find a barber that gets you right, you like, man, I ain't trying to go to nobody else. Once you find an engineer that got your sound and you got the chemistry with, you ain't even got to say nothing. Like, you just stop, they stop. All right, go. They know where to go back for you.
Rare,
man. Once you get that type of chemistry, then it's like, I don't want to fuck with nobody else.
It's just so rare, man. It's just like I got so many people like that I work with, you know, that I've been working with for a while, that, you know, I know that they do really care about their shit, and I know that they want to take it somewhere, you know. So I don't, you know, like I care about their shit, you feel me? So like I care, like, the fact that they have put so much time and effort in, you know, with me and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to leave them hanging dry, you feel me, type shit. Like, I want to be able to have 1-2 people at least, like, to where, you know, they could step in and like they could be cool, you feel me? And then that could be a blessing to, you know what I mean, whoever
everyone involved
I'm putting into it, you feel me? Because, you know, now you could go full-time music if you wasn't already, you feel me, type shit. So you know, it's just like
potentially change their lives.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? Like I'm trying to pass that shit on. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that I ever did like in my career or like learned was ever like to keep it to myself. You feel me? Like if anybody who's like met me or like worked with me and shit, like they'll all tell you like if they ever ask me a question, like
You're not stingy with it.
I'm never stingy, bro. Like information,
bro,
it's meant to be given out, bro. Because like when I was coming up, bro, it wasn't, bro.
Right.
And like love
people were like gatekeepers type
love
shit.
wasn't shown to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I was like 16 and shit, like in the Ivory era and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to break into the boom bap scene, you know, whenever like the 58s and all that was popular and shit, you know, like guys like that, like they wasn't trying to embrace me at that time, you know what I'm saying? Which later down the road, you know, I got older and got around them guys and like they did, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like initially, like it wasn't like that, you know what I'm saying? So
it was more competitive at that time.
It was, you know what I'm saying? So like that's just how it goes sometimes though. You feel me? Like it was never I understand like in music there's a lot of like politics to go on, you feel me? Just a lot of little shit. Even like in the producing shit. I think the producing shit got more politics than anything else, you feel me? But
it'd be shit that you don't even know about. Like
you don't even know.
You might be associated with somebody and somebody else might not fuck with them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're blackballed, not knowing like, damn, because I'm associated with this person. This dude ain't fucking with this place, ain't this venue, this whatever ain't fucking with me now.
Yeah, you never know, man.
No, the politics is deep.
Yeah, the politics definitely get crazy. But you know, like I'll never say nothing personal. Like I never took nothing personal, you feel me? But like I said though, you know, like whenever I was coming up, like niggas wasn't telling me how to do XYZ or like embracing me. Like, you know, everything that we did, me and Spike and shit, the festivals and everything, like we had to figure all that shit out on our own. You feel me? Like nobody pointed us in no direction to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So like
Spike's a hustler too.
And Spike's a super hustler, bro. Like now, bro, you feel me? Like we give all the game, bro. South by South every year, bro. We got at least 4 shows available to anybody in Pittsburgh who want to go do them. You feel me? Every single year. Spike just posted it up like last week. You feel me? There's 4 so far. There's gonna be more. You feel me? All you gotta do is tap in with him. You feel me? Like back then, like it wasn't that like we had to find a promoter from Texas who was throwing a show at South by to get on a show down there. You feel me? Like type shit. So like I mean, like just shit like that. Like just giving people information, giving people like just little opportunities.
Helping people skip steps.
Yeah, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, because there's nothing wrong with that, bro. If I could tell you some shit to help you skip 10 steps, I'm gonna fucking do it, bro. Because I'm not one of them people that's afraid to see somebody succeed before me. You feel me? I would rather just be happy to see you succeed. You feel me? Like,
and it helps everybody out at the end of the day. The more people to get their foot in the door that you know that you're around is going to help. It's just rising tides raise all boats.
Exactly, bro.
You know what I mean?
And I believe on passing that shit on too. That's why I do it too. You feel me? Because like I just hope like everybody that I do tell some shit to or show some shit to or train up or whatever. You feel me? I hope that they do what I did for them for somebody else, and that continues and continues and continues forever.
Paying
you feel me? Like like I want everybody to keep paying it forward. Like I mean, at least like that's my hope with the shit. You feel me?
Yeah, and they will. You know, I mean, I think if you do things with good intentions, like more good will come out of it. I like the new set. That's just fire.
This shit's super tough, man.
Yeah, it looks good on camera too.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. No, but that's noble, bro. And when you do stuff like that, people will remember it. You know what I mean? And it might come later on down the line. You don't even realize the effect that you might have had on this person or that individual that grows to be something so much bigger. So it's beautiful that you're doing something like that in service to others as well, and not just selfishly out here.
Life is about planting seeds, man.
Yeah.
It don't matter how small they are, you feel me?
Yeah.
Shit might flourish 20 years from now, you feel me? I believe in just doing little, just, you know, whatever positive things that you could do for other people, you feel me? Like, it's just a way to live life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%. We should all be in service of each other.
Yeah.
Be a much better place.
Exactly.
So what you got planned for the future? What you got planned for the people for 2024 and beyond?
Hopefully a lot of big records coming out this year.
Yeah.
Produced by Stoney for surely, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't already, man, check out that album, Are You Still Mad at Me by Landon Thomas. Fully recorded, mixed, mastered, produced by me. You know what I'm saying? I did a little bit of writing on there too with bro. You know what I'm saying? That's like my guy right now. Like me and Mike Neal like co-manage him.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? Like he's like my artist. You feel me? Like, so me and him been working for like the last like we started working maybe like November 2022 type shit.
How'd that come about? Just engineering them?
So no, we had never met before that. So I had heard of him before, right? But he had put out an album in like October, and it ended up getting featured on the front page of Apple Music. Oh, wow. So I was on Apple Music one day, and I'm scrolling because I just be checking like what's new, like in the little sections, and I seen it, and I was like, I knew it sounded familiar. You feel me? So I'm like, ain't that so and so? So I listened. I'm like, oh, this is fire, and I'm like. And he's getting like emotional here, you feel me? Like, bro's like, he's doing something right to be on the front page of Apple Music, you know what I'm saying? So
hell yeah.
I hollered at him, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, bro, we should, you know what I mean, link up, you feel me, and try to just work on some shit, like no cost, you feel me? Like we just gonna work, you know what I'm saying, just see what we could put together. And you know what I'm saying? He came down to the stew and you know, we made something dope and we just kept linking, and you know what I mean, after a couple songs, like we made something like really, really dope. And I'm like, yeah, like this is official, you feel me? I'm like, if we're on,
you can feel the chemistry.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, the last time I really had that chemistry with somebody like that was like Wapo. You feel me? So I'm like, you know, if we're on the same page, like let's do this, you feel me? Like I got resources, like I got knowledge, you feel me? Like you got the talent, like you know what I mean? I'm like, let's make this shit shake, you feel me? So we spent from then to like almost August working on the album. We put the album out in I think it was August or like September maybe. It did pretty well, and I mean I think it's like one of the best pieces of like R&B that Pittsburgh's ever seen for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
If you ain't heard it, definitely tap into it, please, for sure. It's
how do we find this?
It's on all streaming. So if you just look Landon Thomas, Are You Still Mad at Me? It'll come up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different like variety of R&B on there too.
We should play some. We got the
You should, yeah. Some of that. And that's why I wanted to work with bro too, because I heard his project and it was really good. But I'm like, I know what I could bring to the equation with my production. You know what I'm saying? So we really went all over the place.
You produced the whole project?
Yeah, the whole project, man. We literally sat down and made every song from scratch, from the beat to the writing to the recording, like just one at a time. You feel me? Yeah. Every single
from scratch. How long did it take you?
Some songs we might have spent 3-4 hours on. Some songs we might have spent hour and a half on.
Yeah.
Varied. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it was quicker than others, but
and you did some writing as well.
Yeah.
That's fire.
I do that with all my clients. Like I be, you know what I mean, throwing lines and shit in there, you feel me? Like giving niggas lines, like, or just helping like reorganize certain shit, you feel me? Like I do that with all my people.
Do you find artists to be receptive to that?
Most people. But I think, you know, not everybody, but most people. But sometimes just maybe because it's coming from me.
Yeah.
You know, just because people are gonna respect
what you're doing.
my opinion personally type shit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, we can definitely get into "Are You Still Mad at Me" by Landon Thomas.
Are you still mad at me? I'm trying.
You got a song you want to?
Let me see. I'm trying to think what song we should even play. Hold on.
Oh, this is under the Blueprint imprint as well.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's fire.
Yes, sir. You got it pulled up. Can I see real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
My shit is not loading. Like if I can only play one song, let me see.
Oh, you can play a couple. We'll run a couple jams.
All right, we'll do East Side first. This is my favorite one on here.
Okay.
This one's like kind of Party Next Door-ish, like the production type shit. Like always like Party Next Door's production like a lot. Like I always been a big fan of him. So So I it was important to me that we got one song on the project that like had
that feel to
it. You feel me?
And so this is East Side?
East Side, yeah. Or
East Side.
East Side, yeah.
This is off of Are You Still Mad at Me by Landon Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all go ahead and okay, that's what it was. So make sure y'all go and get that all platforms.
All platforms.
That's a bet.
Everywhere.
It's my bad stuff. Lately, I've been tweaking your body, babe, feeling your body, babe, needing your body, babe. And I can't deny, I'm addicted to you. Yeah. One night, all night, sex and champagne. Nigga, let you go and that's a damn shame. You wanna fuck on me, I want the same thing. Same thing, babe. Hey, mama, what's up? Let's slide. Come to my side, east side. You smoke, I smoke, get high. Put that phone on, do not disturb, baby. Hey, mama, what's up? Let's slide. Come to my side, east side. You smoke, I smoke, get high. Put that phone on, do not disturb, baby. Yeah, I'm about to pull up, baby. You already know what's up. Girl, I wanna take your body down. I'm just warming up. Girl, your love so good, you got me on my knees. Baby, I'm begging you, please. Slide past my house on that girl shit. You know that I need you tonight. Oh, I need you tonight.
So we have.
Baby, need you tonight. Hey, mama, what's up? Let's slide. Come to my side, east side. You smoke, I smoke, get high. Put that phone on, do not disturb, baby. Hey, mama, what's up? Let's slide. Come to my side, east side. You smoke, I smoke, get high. Put that phone on, do not disturb, baby. Put that phone on, do not disturb, baby.
Yeah, that shit bang in the whip too. And I'm really proud of like the engineering and the production on that project too. Like we got a lot of compliments on that because like if you listen through the project, like there's a lot of different like effects and like pitching and panning and like things that I did like on the project, like to just really like create certain atmospheres within the songs. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, with rap, like, you know, a lot of shit just like fairly like dry, you know, like minus the auto tune. Like, yeah, like there's reverb there and shit, but you know, there's not like a ton of like effects or anything. And like in like R&B, especially like, you know, some like alternative forms of R&B, there's so much more room for like nuance and like just room for experimenting and just like stuff like that. So like I experimented a lot and we did a lot of cool stuff on the project to just really make it feel like it just floats through. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a nice front to back ride for sure. Yeah, I'm proud of it for sure. Definitely proud of that.
Yeah, it sounded like it. It sounded like this was one that you was passionate about
for sure.
And it sounds like the way y'all came together was really organic. So you had to know that it was going to be something
for sure,
something there.
And we working on the next one right now. We actually just started it, so we're kind of coming at this one a little bit different. You know, like I said, all the other ones, or for the last project, you know, we made everything like from complete scratch. You know, like no ideas like beforehand. Like, you know, we would just come in and I would kind of just start a beat and he would start writing shit and we would just kind of build together from there. And you know, this time around, kind of trying to be a little bit more
organized,
intentional about what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm prepping a lot of like beats beforehand and sending him shit and letting him pick through shit and like get like starter ideas. And
you got more of a concept for this album?
I mean, there's a really good concept throughout the last album as well. Like the Are You Still Mad at Me joint?
Yeah.
But for this album, we're still like kind of working through what the overall concept is going to be, because like that's very important to us, that like every album has like a solid concept that carries like through the entire project, like to make it feel cohesive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
hell yeah.
That's like what we're in the process of like figuring out right now, because we didn't exactly know like the overall theme when we started the last one either. You know, it wasn't until like a couple songs in that we kind of got
A feeling of where you want to go.
A feeling of like where we wanted to go with it. So I think that this will be the same in that aspect, honestly. But just as far as like the creation and shit, like we're not trying to like, sit in there and work on a song for 4 hours. Like, we're trying to have like the beat ready, some of the lyrics ready. Like, we're just trying to like not take so long on it this time. You feel me? Like not sacrificing any like quality or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Just being more prepared for the sake of like time and just wanting to get more than one project a year out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you used a great word for that, deliberate, in this process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely sounds like what you're going for. And have you started making anything for it?
I've made a ton of beats for it. I've made a ton of beats for it. We have one song. It's actually 2 songs, but we merged it into one because that's something that we didn't do on the last project, and something that we've been trying to figure out, like what can we do with this project that we didn't do on the last project, on top of like trying to do other new shit, you know what I'm saying? So that was like the first idea, and we knocked that out already. And I think we have like, out of all the beats that I've sent him, I think we have like 5 more that he's like for sure on.
Yeah.
And there was like 2, that I was just like, these, you are getting on these ones. You feel me? Like these are not even negotiable. You know what I'm saying? Because I know like that these just
you already have a vision
beats,
for them.
Just the beats are hits. Some beats are just like that. Like like some beats are just so contagious that like that's enough for you to like the song. And there's just these 2 specific ones that I made and sent him, and I'm like, these 2 are like that. So like, but like he liked them too. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not just like, nigga, you gotta do them. But like, But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta do
nigga, you gotta do them.
Though. Yeah, for sure. Like, these are gonna be some special ones for sure.
Yeah, so you got the Landon Thomas project coming out. You're managing them as well.
Yeah.
You said you and Spike are working with him.
Yeah, him and me and Spike also work with this kid from Toronto named Say So. He just turned 18. We've been working with him for like about a year or 2. He has another guy that he's started working with out there as well, but we like coordinate like some features and shows and playlisting and like some other shit for him as well. And we've been trying to like develop him too, and he has like a different sound. Like today's like underground sound, like low techa type type shit. But I found him on TikTok like a year and a half ago, like right around the time when I like met Landon as well. And he's young and he has like it's a different audience than what me and Landon are doing, but I think it has just as much potential, if not maybe even more. I think he's a lot more like of a raw talent at this point, but he's really good, and he's really good like at hitting the streets out there and network. And I mean, he's been doing great. Like he's been doing a ton of shows out there. He just did a show last night, you know what I'm saying, out there, and I was watching some videos. He was rocking that shit. He's meeting all the right people, getting in the right rooms and shit. So,
are you doing production for him as well?
Yeah. I'm doing production for him and shit too.
Mixing for him,
and shit too. But not on some.
Obviously, you can't record him because of the distance.
Yeah, right. But not on some. Like with me and Landon, like Landon only records on my production. You know what I'm saying? Like with Say So, like he works with other producers as well. And like that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just here to.
This is more of a management type situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just me and Spike just with his situation. Like we just gonna help wherever we can. Like that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Right. So those are just like the 2 guys like that I've been like putting some like effort into for like the last like year and some change. You know what I'm saying?
Were you actively looking for talent when you found Say So? Or did it just come about like, damn, like I gotta work with
it just kind of came about. And I think just the fact that I had like just right before that kind of decided to take Landon on too, and I got Spike to help me and shit, because obviously I can't do it by myself. I'd be lying if I said I could.
Spike's got the experience with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I got a lot of shit going on, full-time engineering, and then I'm a dad, I'm family, I'm trying to do other shit, so I can't always pick up the phone and be the one to be doing all that other shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I just figure, I'm already going to do this with Landon. I believe in this kid. I'll try to put some of my resources into him as well. Just, I'm just thinking next generation, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just the future and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like just trying to do my part to try to lift these guys up. You know what I mean? Like lift these young guys up and just lift these talented guys up. You know what I mean? And just from the shit that I've learned, you know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great thing, and I appreciate those who were able to do it for me when they were able to do it for me, and I'm sure you had the same experience, and that makes you want to do it for others. And you probably remember the ones that didn't do it for you as well,
for sure,
and the feelings that left you with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
So it probably certainly changed how you approached, or not even changed, but molded how you approach artists.
Definitely.
And see them. But no, I appreciate you coming down and join us, man. And we're definitely going to look forward to the Lane and Thomas project.
Yeah, no doubt.
Say So, how can we check his stuff out?
He is High Say So on all platforms. So it's HISAYSO. And then Landon's is Land from PA. So LAN from PA.
All right. Easy enough. We could definitely check that shit out.
Type shit.
We're here at Marley State of Mind, the world's dopest podcast, down here at a bunch of Bull Studios every Saturday for y'all. We had Stoney join us at the new set.
Yes, sir.
How you feel about it? You fucking with it?
This shit's so dope, man. I appreciate y'all boys having me.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming down.
It was a fun time to come down here, man. We smoked out, you feel me?
Yeah.
Chopped it up, man. It's always fun to, you know what I mean, come kick it with the homies and just talk shit, you know what I
mean? Yeah.
For sure.
And you drop some jewels, man. I always appreciate it when artists come on and they drop some knowledge and hopefully we can help people skip steps. You know what I mean? That's always my my goal, as well as to give them a view into what you've already been through, your journey. Hopefully introduce people who may have not been familiar with you to you, and those who are familiar, maybe gave them a different look on the things that you already done, right, or some of the things that you plan to do. You know what I mean? That's always my goal. And hopefully we did that tonight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? As well as had a good time and a good conversation. So until next time, we'll see y'all. Marley State of Mind, a bunch of Bull Studios. We out.